Hi there, speaking with you today about the Mali Empire in West Africa. So the Mali Empire rose to prominence in the 13th century and would last into the 16th century. One of the biggest empires in the world at that time. So it would include today's nations, modern day nations of course, Mali, Mauritania, Guinea, Gambia, Chad, Niger, um, and Burkina Faso. Now, the this period, of course, is medieval era, and then the later part would be kind of considered the early modern period in world history. Um, but the Mali Empire was not the first major one of the medieval period in West Africa. Indeed, that would have been the Ghana Empire that preceded the Mali Empire. And after the Mali Empire had sort of disintegrated, the Songhai Empire. So those would be the three major West African kingdoms at that time, and all were in West Africa, kind of sliding over into what would be considered North Central Africa, um, and in an area that was called by a lot of the Arabic Arab travelers at that time, the Bilad al Sudan, or the land of the blacks. Um, so a big part of the Mali Empire was with the trade networks that it established. The Mansas or kings seemed to really understand the importance of establishing safe trade, and that if you could have this safe trade, then you could expand an empire. And so the Mansas would get tribute from all the trade, and a lot of this was coming from the Arab world in North Africa, in Arabia, in what we call the Middle East now. So in from North Africa was coming a lot of salt, and in Mali had control over the gold mines in the more southwestern parts of the empire. So uh, the most prominent leader of or well-known leader of the empire would be Mansa Musa. He was actually the grandson of the founder Sundiata, but Mansa Musa, like other Mansas, had the right to tax the trade. He also built the University of Timbuktu. Now, Timbuktu is off. I remember when I was a kid, my parents would say, if you do that, if you take that or don't listen to me, I'm going to kick you all the way to Timbuktu, as if it was this sort of mystical place that didn't really exist. But it did, of course, exist and still does, although today's Timbuktu is not the sort of legendary status that it was in the 13th, 14th, 15th century. It has, in more recent times, experienced the extensive desertification that you see in that area of Africa. So the desertification is impacting places like the area that's called the Sahel, the region between the Sahara Desert and the savanna grasslands. So we'll come back for the second part of this.